prefer to drop a shot at the house. I know it's dropping this kind of stuff. We don't look the part, but. That's a wild bird. Yeah, we're straight as pretty good. Pittsburgh police be like, oh, you sneak me in.
You ready?
We got a white jacket on.
I'm out of the pic. I'm leaving. Okay, we have we're ready to go. We have two people here with us. Right here to my immediate right is Dr. Don Yealy. He is the chairman of the Department of Emergency Medicine. And to his right is Dr. Stephen Shapiro. He is the Chief Medical and Scientific Officer at UPMC. I'm out.
Thank you all for coming and showing interest in the people that suffered through one of the most unspeakable tragedies here. And we're happy to provide you with any kind of information you need about the visit today. How can I help you?
Can you tell us who he talked to, how much time he spent with those people?
The president came in and met with 4 patients and their families and spent a considerable amount of time with each individual patient and their family members, and then also spoke with our care team. He then went to visit another patient in their hospital care room, and then a family member down here on someone who died at the scene.
Was that the police officer's victims, or were that any of the parishioners that were victims?
He met with both.
Were other first responders here? Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, we had representatives from the Public Safety Office, from the police, and from EMS, as well as the SWAT team. Some of those were people involved with the shooting and injured, and others were participants.
What did the president say?
He expressed his thanks for their service and his sorrow over their injuries, and really wanted to hear some of their stories about the event and what's been going on since then.
What were some of their stories?
Many of the details that you've already heard, but from their vision or their view, how it was they became engaged at the scene and how things are going on the recovery side.
Anything that stood out to you about their vision or view?
Mostly that people all experience this in a different way. It's very personal to them. And their recovery, how happy they were about the care at the scene and the care since that time. And they seemed very grateful for his interest in his visit.
What did you say to the president?
Excuse me?
Did you speak to the president?
I just thanked him for attending and for showing interest in our patients and the work that we do.
Were Jared?
Healers, our police officers in particular, were really appreciative, and that helped their dealings. So as caregivers, that was a good thing.
Were there any patients associated with this attack who did not wish to meet with the president?
I don't know about that. I can't.
Jared and Ivanka here?
They were.
What did they say and do?
Very much like the president, they met with individual patients and family members, and once again asked about their experiences and expressed their thanks and their condolences.
Did they go room to room? Were they all gathered together? So that seems to us a little bit.
We had one room where 4 of the patients and their families met, and then the president with his family went to a hospital room later on.
There were rooms where some patients weren't well enough to enter that room, so he went to their hospital room.
Did they take photos with him, anything like that?
The families did, and they were very appreciative.
How are you all doing?
I think well. I think people were proud to serve, but the people that were involved in the actual event are family or friends, people who live by, people who work with us. So I think there's a natural ambivalence about this. You're happy about the opportunity to help very many. Everybody who arrived here is alive and doing better, but many didn't have the chance to arrive here and still be alive and doing better. And I think people have ambivalence about that.
And Don won't say this as head of our emergency services, but there really is no finer team than what we have here. It's not, we didn't want to get recognition in this way, but they did their job, and anyone who came here and made it here is alive and doing well. Now we also have services to help people with grief, both within the hospital and in the community, and that's an important part of the recovery now as well. But we do know that this is a strong city coming together, and we're very encouraged.
How are the doctors and nurses that are dealing with the patients that are still here? How are they holding up?
I think very much the same. Again, I think people are focused on doing the best that they can to help those directly involved survive, but I suspect that there's a lot of ambivalence and some mixed feelings, some anger, some sorrow, but recognizing that this was an opportunity to step up and be a part of the solution.
Can you tell us anything about the condition of the patients?
There are 3 patients that are still in the hospital, 2 of whom are still in the intensive care unit, but they're clearly much better than 24 to 48 hours ago. The others have all been discharged.
2 of them are officers.
Second floor UPMC.
In the hospital right now, there's one officer remaining and 2 civilians who were at the synagogue that were injured.
You said that the president met with 4 patients, but there's 3 patients. Who's the 4th patient? Is that person related to this attack?
There were people that had been discharged either earlier today or previously that came in.
Did the First Lady make any statements?
She mostly expressed, again, her interest and followed along with the president and the family, very similar to what the president did.
Did either one of you gentlemen happen to know anyone at the synagogue that day?
Yes, Dr. Rabinovich was one of our cherished family physicians, and we heard he ran back in to try and help patients, as Jerry would. And the chaplain is a UPMC chaplain, and so it hit us very personally.
I think this is the point about this wasn't just, it didn't just happen to people, this was us in some way too.
Did you guys attend his service today by any chance? And how are you feeling now?
As one would expect, we do our jobs, but we have personal feelings, and it's a great community, and we're just looking forward.
Was the hospital asked if the president could come visit or informed the president when he was visiting?
I'm not sure I can actually answer the question. I just became aware that he was coming to visit and we were going to focus on how this would help the patients. I don't know that that was even really an issue at any moment in time.
Can you explain what Saturday was like here in the hospital? Was it a little chaotic, or did you guys have everything pretty under control that morning, or was it?
It was a standard Saturday in an emergency department in downtown Pittsburgh. And as soon as we became aware of the event, we planned and practiced for these type of events. And the team came together very, very quickly. We could have handled many multiples of the numbers of patients that came. People came, no one asked why, everyone got ready. It was almost an eerie sense of quiet and preparedness for whatever might happen. It was really an amazing thing to see. I'm proud of the team and wish we could have helped even more folks that were involved in the event.
My understanding is one of the patients, I know with confidentiality, you might not be able to expand, one of the patients lost their mother, was waiting to recover and be released to be able to go to the mother's funeral. Is that something you're able to talk about at all?
I pretty much know what you're stating right now. It's one of the kind of the multiplying tragedies of the event or difficult things to deal with.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Can I get your names one more time? Say and spell, please.
Donald Yealy, Y-E-A-L-Y.
Steve Shapiro, S-H-A-P-I-R-O.
Thank you. Can you just tell us once again, how many patients were police? How many were
Today or at?
Yeah, today.
So in the room we were at, I think it was.
There was also 4.
There were 4 patients. 4 patients. Yeah, I think actually all the patients today were in the room that we were at.
We're good. Don't worry about us.
Okay, so 4 patients. Was there a 5th that also came?
The president went to a different room and saw a patient who was in that room.
And those were all police.
who we saw in the room was a police officer.
And then the fifth person was
Correct.
I'm sorry.
It was a congregant, and he did not interact with her.
the person did not interact with the congregant.
Not to my knowledge.
So all four of the police officers were, they weren't still here, right?
No, they were not.
How many came back?
Well, I assume some, at least one of them just left earlier today, and others came back. I don't.
One was treated as a
Right.
so he came back.
So two came back, and
At
two
least two, and two were on.
And another one came with one of their colleagues that was shot because he applied the tourniquet, and the patient wanted him to get recognition as well.
Okay, so there, two came back. One was helped one of those.
An additional person.
An additional person. He was a police officer as well.
He was a police officer.
And then were there two police officers